Brendan, what did you learn tonight? What did you get out of this? Or what's your takeaway tonight?
I definitely like learned everything we kind of talked about. Kind of just a big refresher being out of school for a little bit now. Just all the different drugs, all the different diseases, and all that.
Okay. So here's what I'll do for everybody, because all of you are inside of the school community. So we don't have any outsiders tonight. What I will do is I'll take my notes. I'll take this PDF. It's my handwriting, so you just got to bear with me. But I'll just drop this whole thing as a PDF inside of school so you can go back and kind of review this. And now, what I want you to do is don't just take my notes. You want to be able to take what I've done and recreate it yourself. I always say when you can teach it back and when you can draw it, that's when you understand it. So, what I want you to do is I want you to take my notes and just take topic by topic and be able to teach it back and then draw a picture of it. When you can do both, that's when you actually understand it. Okay. Since you're there, what'd you get tonight? Kayla?
Oh, sorry. I don't know why it was on my thing. I learned a lot actually.
What did you really learn? Like, what was your aha moment tonight? You're like, oh, that's it.
Well, the aha moment was, to be honest, when we were talking about the Cushing disease and the Cushing syndrome,
Okay.
and when you mentioned like signs that you would see on a person, like the round face, the buffalo hump. Like I've seen people like that on polio. I'm like, and when you said that, I was like, what? So that's what that is.
Yeah.
It has to do with
Yeah.
the
Okay. And it's due
virulent.
to
Yeah,
too much cortisol. And
yeah,
the other thing that happens with too much cortisol is too much, it raises your blood sugar. So
yep.
they'll also have um, hyperglycemia, and they're likely to have like that high blood sugar can end up. So when you have too much cortisol, it also raises your blood glucose level. That can put you into DKA, or it
Mm,
can put you into one of those hyperglycemic situations, DKA, HHNS, things like that. Okay.
right.
So that's just another tie in. Anything else? Any good takeaway tonight?
Um, Definitely the recognizing the difference between the angina versus the
Angina. Okay.
myocardial. Yeah, angina. Sorry, then with the
Myocardial infarction.
myocardial infarction. Yep,
Okay.
and then being able to recognize the difference between those two.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Eve, let's put you in.
Okay.
All right, let's change you out. Let's put Eve in real quick, and then we're gonna go, guys, because I'm ready to eat. So, Eve, I've actually been going since this morning. I've had back-to-back calls. By the way, let me tell you guys this. So, I was meeting with our
Same.
tech team tonight, with our head of technology, and this is really exciting. So, in the next 2 days, hopefully this. It may go tomorrow, but it may have to extend to Saturday. So we have now, our test bank has 1,500 questions. So we have now built out 10, the first 10 diagnostic and final exams. So they're for every level. We've got EMT, advanced EMT, paramedic. Um, as of right this moment, what's having to happen is because we want to get this out to you to help as many people as possible so that you can kind of gauge, like, are you ready or not? And so these are pretty challenging questions to kind of let you know where you stand or where your weak areas are. So right now, for the next probably few weeks, we'll just have to give you a separate login to a different portal. So you'll log into Class Marker, and that's where you'll take the diagnostic exams or the final exam, the different tests. But very, very soon, our new app, our whole new system will be rolled out. So it'll be like one login for everything. Because right now, like your stuff, some things are in school, some things are in Class Marker and stuff like that. So very, very soon, all of this stuff will be rolled out. It's just we're having to kind of roll it out in phases. It's a huge project. But I just, right before this call, I was actually meeting with the technology team. So that's coming. And just get ready for in the next couple of days or so, we should have the testing platform ready to go. And what we're having to do is we have to take each one of you and we have to actually give you access to it so that you can unlock yours. And it'll allow us to be able to track your scores to see kind of like what your weak areas are. All right, so that's actually coming. I'm really excited to release that. So Eve, What'd you get out of tonight?
Well, for tonight, for me, it was both things. The cardiology aspect of understanding what's behind the ST elevation.
Nice. Okay.
Because I honestly I had no idea of what caused it.
Okay.
And
They just tell you
also
that it happens,
the
but not why.
yes.
Okay.
And also all the OB complications. I'm on myself, but I still always confuse the previa and the abruption one.
Okay. So the
So
previa is that going to be painless or painful? All right. So the
the
way you
previa is
remember it,
painless.
okay, and the way you remember this, if something abruptly just tears, that sounds painful. So when it
Yeah.
happens abruptly, that's painful. So the abruption, the abruptio placentae is the painful one, and then placenta previa is going to be the painless one. And that's how I want you to know it. Don't worry about the color of the blood. Just remember painful or painless. Okay, what else do you get out of tonight?
How to differentiate between the stages of pregnancy, like what happens during like each trimester.
Okay.
It helps a lot than to just think like overall pregnancy.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. And a lot of things are kind of related to timing. Timing is a big issue there. It also, and the reason for that is like if anybody's been pregnant in the group, you know that as the pregnancy continues, hormone levels fluctuate. So initially it starts off where you have like a high estrogen. You have a high estrogen level initially. But as the pregnancy progresses, the estrogen level eventually goes down, and then the hormone that starts to rise that's made by luteinizing hormone is progesterone. Progesterone, if we break that down, that means progestation, in favor of pregnancy. So in order to maintain the pregnancy, the hormone that's responsible for pregnancy, progesterone, those levels have to rise. So estrogen starts off high and goes down. Progesterone starts off low and goes up. So, but all of that happens based on time periods. That's why most of the OB stuff is related to some kind of timing. It's based on timing of hormones. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It
Okay.
definitely made a lot more sense to me.
Okay, so how are you feeling about tonight? I know this was a lot. What I do encourage everybody to do is go back and watch the replay. It's not intended for you to necessarily get everything on your first go. Go back and do it. Make sure you can teach it back. Make sure you can draw pictures. Anything else you want to add from tonight?
No, I'm really thankful for that I got to join.
Hey, I'm glad to have you. Glad to have you. All right, so hey, Billy. Let's see, Billy. What you got, my man? Hold on, let's swap him out. It's been a pleasure having you, my man. So how's the experience been? Let me ask you.
Yeah, finally. It was good. Honestly, it helped a lot. I was actually weak with the Cushing's and Addison's disease as well. I
Okay.
think I actually asked you that as well.
Okay. Yeah, I knew somebody asked me. I just didn't remember who.
I did have a question about it. When you were saying the difference between Cushing's syndrome and disease, are they going to have the same symptoms? Like, are they still going to be cushy as you described them?
Yes. So they can have some of the same kinds of symptoms. Well, so actually, I want to clarify that. The one with more of the buffalo hump, the moon face, the cushy, that's actually more Cushing's syndrome. So the difference between a syndrome and a disease primarily just affects one organ. A syndrome is where it starts affecting multiple organs or multiple parts of the body. In the syndrome, that's where you have all those other symptoms because it's multiple body parts. In Cushing's disease, it's primarily just involved in the adrenals. It's where the pituitary gland is causing the adrenals to just make too much cortisol, but it's primarily just in the adrenals itself. So think of most of the symptoms as Cushing's syndrome.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm definitely going to watch the replay because I was more or less trying to, like you say in your other videos, watch the story and then take notes later. So that's what I
Yes.
was trying to do tonight.
And the reason for that is because if you're so busy jotting down, you'll miss so much. Especially when I'm moving like my pointer and stuff, like you'll just totally not see that.
Right.
Okay.
But it was great. It was very good.
Okay. So how's your the way you were answering questions tonight was great. So before you came into the program, were you able to was your knowledge where it is today?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
No,
So
no,
would you
definitely not.
yourself say that your knowledge has improved?
Oh, dramatically. I've only been in part of it since I think June 26th was the day I started, and it's been
Nice.
unbelievable.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, make sure you share it with your friends. Tell them, hey, you got to come in with us.
Oh,
Okay.
I already have been. I already
Okay.
have been.
Cool. So, what did you get? What else did you learn tonight? You learned about Cushing's disease versus syndrome. What else?
The other biggest thing was the difference between the NSTEMI and STEMI. I feel like that's not really taught the best in paramedic school.
Okay.
Just how to see it on an ECG, and then there's no how or why it's
Yeah.
actually happening.
And the
It's just
how is why. Because, okay, the how and why. So, I always say this to people. Let's leave you in for a second so you can see what I'm doing. Well, I mean, everybody can see this, but I want to see you. There are 5 levels of learning. And so if you've watched some of the videos, you've seen me do this already. There are 5 levels. Okay. Where most people are is at level 1. You know what something is. Okay. I draw a rhythm and I say, what is this? And you say, oh, I know what it is. It's called VFib. And so some people, when that's where their knowledge is, they're like, oh, I know what it is, so I'm good. Level 2 is what do the protocols say do about it? And they're like, I know what to do for VFib. You defib the VFib. They're in cardiac arrest. The 3 priorities in cardiac arrest are going to be high quality CPR, defibrillation, IV IO access for epi. Well, this is where most people stay their whole career. This is a dangerous place to be. And the reason is if this is all you know, you're going to miss a lot of things because every patient doesn't present based on what you've been taught in your textbook. There's no one textbook that has all the information, right? And most of you only use 1 or 2 textbooks in your school. Most of you didn't use 1,000 textbooks, right? So there's some stuff that just got left out because otherwise the book would have to be the Empire State Building kind of size. And ain't nobody got time for that. So the magic happens when you understand the how and the why. Now, some paramedics will incorrectly assume that, Coach, I don't need to know all that stuff. I don't need to understand the how and why. And I'm like, oh, wow, you're a 950. You're a 950 medic. Because 950 medics don't care about the how and why. 3,000 level medics do want to know that. Why? Because sometimes when I have more knowledge, it tells me what to do. Other times it tells me what not to do. Sometimes when I know the how and why behind something, I'm like, the protocol says to do this, but if I do this, I'm actually going to kill this patient. But when you know medicine like this, you're able to call for an order, talk to med control and say, hey, doc, I got this going on. I know the protocol says do this. If I do this, this is likely to be the outcome. Are you sure you want to make me do this? And say it like that on a recorded line. And they're like, no, I don't think we need to do that. Right? But when you don't have the knowledge, you can't come with that kind of confidence. And then, or if you call for an order and say, hey, doc, I want to do this, they're like, nah, just bring them on in. Don't worry about it. I'll see them when you get here. I have never been denied an order ever. Most of my colleagues have been denied lots of orders over the years. I have never been denied an order because it comes down to just what I know and how I'm able to paint the picture. And when I'm the one standing over the patient and the doctor's in the hospital, I'm like, doc, this is what I got. Are you sure you want me to do this? Now, I've been pulled to the side when I got to the hospital and they're like, why did you ask for this? But I've always known the explanation. I'm telling you, can you see how your confidence improves when your knowledge goes to another level? Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Level 4 is where it gets dangerous in the best way. This is where you're able to take something in one concept or context and apply it in a different context. So this is why it's so important that you know the basics and that you know normal. When you know normal for everything, it's so easy to recognize abnormal. The reason most of you struggle is you don't know normal. You're just trying to memorize disease, or what did I read off on page 388 in my book in the lower left corner that I highlighted 17 times in yellow? Okay. You notice that when I'm up here with you, I don't ever have any notes, but I've just got notes, right? I've just got organized notes and I got lots of pictures in my head. And then the final level is we want to get to mastery. And none of us may ever get there, but we want to keep getting higher and higher with our knowledge day after day. Today, you should know more than yesterday. Next week, you should know more than this week. Next month, more than this month. Next year, more than this year. Next decade, more than this decade. Your knowledge should constantly be increasing. Billy, the other thing that happens is, let's say you wanted to go to PA school, nurse practitioner school, nursing school, or you want to do something even totally unrelated to medicine. The more you know about anything helps you understand everything else better. Okay? And the more you know and the more you learn, the easier learning becomes. So, like, as your knowledge is going higher now, as we're talking about medicine, think about how much easier it is. Let's say you want to get into business or AI or consulting or anything, project management. Let's say you want to get into something else or you want to pursue a different degree. You're going to be a much better student simply because you're a better paramedic. Does that make sense? Just trust me on this. As someone who's gone to the graduate level, who's a certified flight paramedic, who's gone to medical school, finishing my doctorate to be an emergency physician, I promise you, learning gets easier the more you do it, like everything else, okay? The reason so many of you struggle is you're just not learning enough, all right? Just trust me on this. I'm gonna get off my soapbox. But anything else from tonight? Good session tonight? Cool. All right. Anybody else? Chris and Josue, you got anything you want to add?
I just want to say thank you so much
Who's
for
talking to
the
me?
opportunity. That's me, Chris, sir.
Hey, man, you just started with us today, right?
I did, yeah.
Hey, so how was this session for you today?
It was interesting. I got out, I
Oh,
work at
boy,
a
he said
hospital
interesting.
in the
Is that
emergency
good or bad?
department. So
Say it
no,
again.
it was great. It was great. Can you hear me?
Okay, say it again.
I'm sorry. I said, can you hear me okay?
Now I can.
Okay. I was just saying thank you. I was at work still when you started, so I missed the cardiology portion of it, like that very first where you were talking about the arteries and ST elevation.
Mhm.
But I caught everything else. And just the thyroid, just understanding thyroid. And it's interesting to see how hyperthyroidism and hypo, they both mimic a lot of other symptoms, I guess. And the treatment, funny enough, is the same
Okay.
almost across the board.
Okay. And notice the
So,
pattern that you just recognize. That's why it's not
mhm,
so much that you know all these little details. It's that you're able to recognize what's the problem that's going to kill this patient. Is it an oxygenation problem, a ventilation problem, or a perfusion problem? And
correct.
you're going to hear me say that so much as you go through the cohorts. I'm probably going to say that one line about 100 times because when you know more about the basics, it's a lot easier to figure out everything else. Rather than try to learn 10,000 random facts, know 10 concepts extremely well. I promise you that'll help you way more than trying to memorize 182,000 PowerPoint slides. Okay.
For sure.
I will
Thank you.
outperform anybody knowing 10 concepts more than they know 100,000 random facts. I've been able to pass every one of these EMS exams on my first attempt. EMT intermediate, paramedic, level 2 instructor, level 3 instructor, certified flight paramedic. I passed every exam using the exact strategies that I'm teaching you. I promise you it works. Okay. So I would say, would you say this was a worthy investment of your time and money?
Absolutely.
And this is just your first day, like not even the first whole day.
Yeah. I'll be honest, at first I was trying to figure out, like, am I supposed to be on this? Because I don't know where we're at, or I didn't, but I just stuck around, and absolutely, it was very well worth the time and the investment.
Would
Like,
you
your
say so
pictures.
what's the difference that you notice? And this is your first day, so it's not really fair to ask you that because you haven't been exposed to much yet. But based on what you have been exposed to, literally just hours into your first day, what is the difference that you've noticed?
how you're able to actually draw a picture to explain it.
Mm.
That's interesting.
You keep saying
Again, I
interesting.
came
It makes me
on.
nervous.
No, like it's interesting because I thought my learning style, like the problem was I've been thinking that my biggest challenge or learning style is I have to be in class, like in person to ask questions. But your pictures kind of answer those questions as we're going along without me even asking them, if that makes any sense.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like I came in right when you were doing the 70%, 30% up at the cardiology
Mhm.
portion of what was it, of
Yeah,
the
we're talking about a
arteries,
non-semi, in-semi.
non-STEMI,
Mhm.
and I've never seen it like that. So I was like, oh, so now I understand what's really happening at the arterial level of things, right? Like,
Okay. Well,
yeah. So I don't know. I guess the pictures just really help a lot, like
okay.
a lot.
Well, if you like pictures, you're in luck because the whole program is pictures.
That's cool. I didn't know that that was a good learning way for me, like a learning
Pictures is
method.
okay, think about it. Since the beginning of time, people have like drawn pictures, carved pictures. When you think about like the Egyptians with hieroglyphics, long before there was written language, people have been drawing pictures. Cavemen drew pictures, right? So it's one of the oldest forms of communication. It's also the universal language. So when you go, like when you're sitting on an airplane, they don't have all these words telling you everything to do. There's a picture of a no smoking. There's a picture of a cigarette with a circle and a red thing through it. You have a stop sign, right? You have a red light. All of these are images, but that's also how the brain works. When you dream, you never dream in like words like closed caption going across your mind, right? that would be weird.
Correct.
But when you
Yeah.
dream, it's pictures and video. It's stuff moving, right? That's
Yeah.
actually how the brain works. It's just that school teaches us to jot down all these notes and bullet points, and then they give us like 182,000 PowerPoint slides. But the brain was never designed to work like that. The brain doesn't work in PowerPoints. The brain works in pictures. That's why I draw pictures.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And welcome aboard, my man. How long did it take you to make a decision to jump in with us?
I think I initially messaged you on Facebook through one of the groups that I'm a part of, and
Mhm.
I'll be honest with you, and I'm not embarrassed to share, is I already took my 5th attempt
Mhm.
months ago. I'm on my last attempt,
Okay.
and
You're
it
not by
wasn't
yourself.
yeah, and it wasn't the money for me. It was the, like, dang, I've tried everything. I've tried every testing application out there. I've paid the money. You got to imagine, I've paid 5 tests already.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then I kept seeing, like, for you, it's not on the Facebook page, at least, it's not, oh yeah, like, hey, I got someone else to pass. Great. It was like, here's the evidence, like, here's the picture of the individual. Like, if you could, I'll tell you right now, if you could put my picture up as a 6th attempt passee, which I believe, hold on, because I even took a note of it. All right. I'm gonna tell you right now. It was God, where is it? You said something, I was like, that's right. That's exactly who I want to be. Was God, and I took a lot of notes, but it was something along the lines of, like, I don't want to just be, I want to pass and be great.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I absolutely do want to do that, right? Like, I want to pass and I want to be great, but, like, I don't know. I mean, so to answer your question, is I messaged you like early June.
Hmm.
And then what really sold me was when you sent me those YouTube videos. You're like, hey, look at 5, 6 videos. Tell me if this is a style that works for you. And I was like, when I saw the pictures, I was like, oh, I understand it better. So I think for me, I graduated school and got my cert through school as of last February of 2025. So you can imagine it's been a year long, full of anxiety and just like, dang, I gotta pass. But yeah, so I mean, I'm glad that I found you in that forum or that Facebook page.
Well, we've had plenty of people pass on their 6th attempt, and we have several people who are left to test on their 6th attempt. Just some names that come to mind are just recently, Tiffany, Estevan, Kevin, Jalen, Isaiah, Terrence. I mean, we've had lots of
That's awesome.
Danielle. Danielle's a PHRN, so she's a nurse that had to take the paramedic. So we've had lots of people just in the last month or two pass on their 6th attempt, in fact. So we've helped many people, and I'm confident that you will do the same. What I recommend for you to do is follow the 21-day game plan. If
Yes,
you have
sir.
any questions, first of all, did you have any, or you hang on for a second. Anybody else have any questions? You stay where you are, Chris, and I'll talk to you. Does anybody else have any questions? We're going to go ahead and end it. Okay. Well, guys, it was a pleasure. By the way, the replay for tonight's session plus the thing of my drawings, that'll go up tomorrow, and it'll go under since we have EMTs in the group, I will put it under the free videos for you. And then for the paramedics, it'll go under the 14 days program at the bottom. So you have cohort 1, cohort 2, cohort 3, and then the live session replays. It'll go under live session replays with today's date. And that'll go up tomorrow. It just takes a while. This video is almost 3 hours long. So it takes a while for that video to render. And so that's what takes so long, but it'll be up by tomorrow. For everybody else, you can go ahead and end. That's it. Thanks for joining with me tonight. I'll see, you guys can join the next one Tuesday morning. Check the calendar in school, and it'll tell you what the time is for the next one. But going forward, we should have live sessions on Tuesday mornings and Thursday evenings for at least probably the next several weeks. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay,
Appreciate
and
it.
Chris, stay where you are.
Bye, good night,
I'm going
everybody.
to stop the recording, and then
Thanks, Coach.
all right, you guys are certainly welcome. Have a great night.